Right now, anyone with an internet connection can prompt a model and generate entire marketing campaigns, write code, or draft legal documents in seconds. We are living in a temporary window where your individual creative and analytical output is massively amplified. You are likely putting in immense effort to adapt to this reality. You read the documentation, test the new workflows, and actively integrate these tools into your daily routine to stay sharp and relevant. But underneath that proactive effort, there is a quiet, growing anxiety. The models are updating, merging, and iterating at a velocity that clearly outstrips biological processing. Every week brings a new framework or a new benchmark. The sheer volume of incoming information creates a constant low-grade panic, a heavy urgency to learn faster just to avoid slipping backwards. The very same tools that gave you superhuman capabilities a year ago are now the exact instruments highlighting the strict limits of human cognition. This chart maps out a rapidly approaching threshold. The flat, gently sloping line represents human neuroplasticity, our physical capacity to learn and adapt. The sharply accelerating curve represents artificial intelligence. We are heading towards what we can call the comprehension gap. The comprehension gap is the exact point in time where AI system complexity officially exceeds the absolute biological limits of human understanding. Evolutionary biology describes this dynamic as a Red Queen's race. A Red Queen's race is a scenario where a species must constantly adapt and expend maximum energy simply to survive against an ever-evolving opposing force. Right now, you are burning cognitive energy just to maintain your current shrinking position. Historically, society has assigned economic and personal worth based on how fast a person can process data, solve logical puzzles, and produce finished outputs. If we continue to measure human value strictly by processing speed and memory retention, the math is unforgiving. Obsolescence is a certainty. To solve this anxiety, we must stop viewing rapid AI advancement as a technological crisis. We need to view it through the lens of macroeconomics. This animated graph illustrates a standard supply and demand curve applied to raw cognitive labor. As artificial intelligence reaches post-comprehension levels, the supply of raw intelligence drops sharply toward an infinite volume, driving cost to near zero. This triggers the law of scarcity. The market instantly reassigns value to resources that remain limited. Fast data processing and rapid synthesis and high-volume generative output are no longer limited. They are abundant commodities. You no longer need to prove your worth as a fast calculator or rapid typist. The global economy is pivoting away from rewarding people who formulate the fastest answers, because answers are now cheap. The critical question shifts entirely. When silicon can supply infinite intelligence, what valuable traits are trapped exclusively inside human biology? The first irreplaceable asset is lived experience. A machine can simulate millions of lifetimes, but it cannot experience the physical and emotional stakes of existing in a single one. The second is physical empathy. A model can compute optimal medical treatments or perfect emotional advice, but it cannot provide the shared vulnerability of another human sitting quietly in the same room. The ultimate scarce resource is intent. A data center packed with the world's most advanced processors sits dormant until a human being actively desires a specific outcome. Artificial superintelligence has infinite capacity to execute instructions. It has absolutely zero intrinsic desire to begin. If you're exhausted from trying to catch up, the solution is to step off the track. Stop competing on the vanishing axis of speed, memory, and raw output. Visualize this on a coordinate plane. Instead of climbing the vertical y-axis of processing speed, which is currently collapsing, your worth expands along the horizontal x-axis, the axis of humanity. As the architect of intent, you direct the machine using curiosity, empathy, and clear direction. You trade the frantic exhaustion of trying to memorize every new software update for the deliberate, focused power of deciding which problems actually matter. In an era characterized by infinite intelligence, your value is no longer determined by how well you mimic the speed of a machine. It is determined by how deeply you cultivate the things a machine can never feel.